Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our FIFA 17 Road to Glory. And we're kicking things off today with some Divisions gameplay. Of course, last episode, excuse me, we had the weekend league and we had the issue with corrupt footage, and so I wasn't able to bring you guys a lot of gameplay from the weekend league. Now, had I have known that before I recorded this video, I would have made this more gameplay centric. But instead, because I wanted to run through as many division games as possible, build up as many coins as possible, because at this point we were looking to finish off the Dele Alli SBC. There actually isn't a lot of gameplay, and it's mostly just me showing you the stat lines to the games we did play. There was some interesting games here, but this early on in Division, a lot of the gameplay ends up being rather one-sided. I think in this video there was one game, we win this one 5-0, I think there was one we won like 10-0. There are just some games that really aren't worth watching, and because I'm playing so many games at once, I figure let's just pile as many into one video as we can. Honestly, that's what I was aiming to do. So we did finish, like I said, the Dele Alli SBC, and I would like to tell you guys, he is probably the, I don't want to say the best cam I've used, because that's not true, but he's arguably one of the best cams in the Premier League I've used. It's weird because a lot of FUT players, we get fixated on the overall rating. So you see, oh, he's an 85, he's not as high rated as so and so. But when you actually look at his individual stats, he's such a well-balanced card that he is one of, like I said, the best cams available in the Premier League, and I would highly recommend. He's fairly cheap to do now. If you waited, let the MK Dons players go down in price, let the high-rated BPL players go down in price. He's fairly cheap to do now, and I would highly recommend him to anyone who is unsure of whether they want him or not. It's kind of, I would compare it to Heung-min Son's Player of the Month card, or even his Man of the Match card, in that the stats they don't blow you away by looking at the overall rating, but when you look at the individual stats and when you're actually able to play with him in a game, you realize very quickly just how good of a card he is. So I was glad I got him. The only downside to that being we spent well over 100k on getting him, and we're not going to be able to get that money back, which is a little unfortunate considering the fact that we do have to build a Liga Santander club for the next, not the coming weekend league, but the one after. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We do have, of course, 45k and 3 packs coming from finishing goal 2 in this weekend past. So with those on top of whatever our club is worth currently, aside from Vardy and Martial, because I don't want to sell them, or Conte. So considering that, we probably have 150k there. And then we have another weekend's rewards. So I'm hoping we can save up enough coins to, like I said, I talked about this on the last video, but bring in Griezmann and Ben Yedder and a few other Liga Santander players, because we do need an entire team, an entire club of players, and none of them can be Premier League, which I do think it's a good thing. I will go on record saying I think it is a good thing that EA has done it. I've complained about it in the past, the fact that they did Premier League requirements, because I mean, who doesn't? Honestly, in the weekend league, how many Premier League teams do you see? How easy is it to build a Premier League squad? So what I really liked about this Bundesliga, Liga Santander situation is that it makes people to some extent think outside of the box. Not really crazy about the fact they did Liga Santander, because it is going to lead, I feel, to a lot of people who use the Ronaldo, Suarez, Messi, Neymar, Bale teams. They don't have to change. If it was just Bundesliga, that would have been really cool, because not a lot of Bundesliga teams are out there, at least not that I see. So it is what it is. I do think we'll be able to whip up a decent Liga Santander team, but it just might not be as good as the Premier League team we were allowed to rock last weekend. So it is what it is. I'm hoping for a really strong weekend for the Premier League one coming, because like I said, the better we do, the better rewards we get, the better team we're able to build. So there you see, guys, we do get the Dele Alli. We will go ahead and hit up the packs. I throw I believe a Maestro chem style on him. I want a Catalyst, so it will boost his pace, but unfortunately I don't have one now, and I don't really have the coins to go out and buy one, because the new marquee matchups have dropped, and I want to invest my coins in completing that rather than buying chem styles. So you can see there we didn't really get anything in the pack. We do list up some players because we were just trying to drum up that last little bit needed to finish off Dele Alli. There you can see we are going to slap a chem style on him. I do think pace is what needs the biggest boost, but we didn't have anything at all to boost that pace. So instead we'll boost his shooting, his physical, and his dribbling. So yeah, like I said, I think his pace is certainly what needs the boost. But I've definitely loved the way he played. I loved his base card as well, so I think that says something. You know, if you don't like his base card, maybe you won't like his Player of the Month card. But because I liked him so much, I knew that I would end up liking his Player of the Month, and I certainly did. We pick up Gael Clichy again here. We've had him a couple times now and traded him in for SBCs. We pick him up again to have him as a rotational player. We do the same thing, excuse me, with Seamus Coleman for a rotational right back. And then we jump right back into divisions. Like I said, we're slamming in as many division games as possible because the more division games we play, the more coins we're able to generate, and the more players we are able to buy in turn. So yeah, we're up to at the time of recording this, I'm up to Division 5, I believe. So we've definitely made some big strides in this. You can see here we pick up a 2-0 victory in our next game. We pick up a 1-1 draw, and the standout players, without a doubt in my mind, throughout this were Musa and Vardy throughout division, throughout the weekend league. Or sorry, I said Musa and Vardy, I meant Martial and Vardy, although Musa did really well as well. Even after 2 weekend leagues, Vardy and Martial are still averaging over a goal contribution a game, which is just absolutely astonishing for me. With that being said, guys, we're already coming towards the end of this episode. This has been a rather short one, but I wanted to keep it short so that we could get rewards out within the next couple days. So with that being said, guys, if you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like rating below. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm out for now. Peace.